think it could be pretty sweet.
That's not even fucking fair, man.
Well, you have to find a way of adding that now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be added.
Just so like we didn't want to.
Oh, cheers, guys!
Cheers.
Cheers!
Salud.
We have
Maisha Marafu.
Lassyu on for the returning now for the second time.
Yep, reunion.
So you guys had a little story there about Waffle House little shindig that you guys wanted to tell.
Well, when you're on tour, you always go to Waffle House, right? Everybody, right?
At 3 a.m.
Absolutely.
One of the few places that's open. That's everywhere.
That's across from your hotel room.
Yeah, exactly. If not in the hotel room, like downstairs, connected to it. But we went there and got the usual hash browns,
The great steak escape or something
steak and
or other.
potatoes, and I just remember every bite was the most difficult thing. It was delicious, but I had no saliva.
Colton
That
mouth.
happens.
Colton's
Yeah.
mouth. I don't know why. It just came out of nowhere.
You got sick for that small period of time, right there.
Yeah, it was just.
Well, and then you were cracking up because of the people in the
Yeah,
table
the people behind us were like, it was like a reality show, or people that watch reality shows actually, because they were.
Every other word was a cuss word.
And they were talking crap about some lady. Like, that Tina, she's a whore. She's
my
dirty
God.
whore.
Really?
Yeah. And I
That's
was
funny.
my back was to them, and I was just like, is this happening?
Yeah, you're like, is this real right now? It is.
Where are we?
It is funny. Like that does happen where you'll be in that state. I'll just call it a state of mind. Burp.
What's up, Rick?
That state of mind, and like, it's weird how scenarios will play out in front of you, and you're just like, is this fucking like this feels like a movie right now? Like it's
Totally.
weird like that.
Well, another Waffle House experience was in Charlotte. It was literally right next door to our Motel 6 we're staying at.
Again.
And there were 2 cops posted outside of the Waffle House at 2 in the morning.
But they were just
And-
chilling. They were like enjoying watching everyone.
And it was just chaos. I mean,
It was like a Waffle House club.
What?
Yeah.
Like there was like just a bunch of people there. Like it was
Shit ton of
packed.
people.
just tons of people. Everybody's trying to order. The staff doesn't give a shit what you want.
Her name was Bubbles.
Bubbles, the girl at the front
Nuh-uh.
desk.
Yeah.
I was there waiting, and some other dude walks up next to me, and she just thought he was cute and started talking to him first and took his order and didn't take our order. And it was
Bubbles
just,
has preferences.
it was just really like tough.
You said this was in Charlotte.
That was in Charlotte, yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds awful, dude.
It was delicious.
So
Yeah. It was well worth the wait, but yeah.
right, especially if you're
ate,
fucking
yeah.
hungry as shit. So, since the last time that you guys were here, which was I think about a year ago now, maybe. What have you guys
You
been
gotta
up to?
tell.
Wait, what was that? What did you say?
You gotta try a little harder to remember when you're here.
Okay.
All right.
I win.
We knew this was gonna happen.
so
Is that your rewinding sound?
Yeah.
so
I
since
think
We're going to edit that out after the interview. Not.
So since the last time you were here, which I think was a year ago.
Was it?
I think it may have been probably.
Yeah, because we just had we were talking about it. We had just moved in here the last time you guys were here.
Yeah, I think that's right actually.
It's so hard to remember all these things done in the last year.
So
It's good because you didn't have to remember that.
but yeah, what have you guys been up to? I guess since then to now.
Emily grew a Fu Manchu beard, apparently.
Like-
I grew a monobrow. And
Aren't they called unibrows?
Yeah, yeah, or both. Or
I've never heard of monobrow.
I like that better actually. It sounds fancier.
Monobrow?
So
Sounds
is
classier.
Is a monobow a rainbow just one color?
Exactly.
Or nope. I was gonna say, nope. I was
Or
gonna.
a
a
single.
solo bow.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, nope. That's just a bow. And
There's only one string
there's
on the bow.
yeah. A one-stringed harp.
Ding.
It's still be beautiful.
So what have we been up to?
Taking over the world. We're just
Thinking
Executing
brain.
our 13-point plan.
What's your 13-point plan?
we can't tell you.
Oh my god.
Why would they tell you that? Then you would have.
Yeah, we'd
your
have to
plan.
die.
Yeah,
Damn.
we're on phase like 7.5.
Have you guys trademarked this plan?
No, I can't tell
Well,
anyone.
maybe we can.
Well, we have to
We gotta be
trademark
After
it.
we've
You can't take over
perfected
the
it and complete it,
world.
we could monetize it then at that
You can't
point.
tell
So-
anyone if you're trying to take over the world. Like even to trademark it.
That's a good
'Cause
point,
then we'd
actually.
know.
They could take it. and you
Then
wouldn't even
everyone
know.
would take over the world.
You don't want that.
No.
we
I
don't need-
mean, that'd be like equality. And
Communism.
that's not the point of taking over the world. Though.
We're not political, so.
Whatever.
Man, life isn't fair.
So what's not fair about life right now for you guys?
all the drama.
Trauma. Yeah.
Trauma drama.
I've had a lot of drama in my life recently.
Explain it.
That's a lie. That's not true.
I'm glad.
But no. What have you guys been up to? For real?
But seriously,
Wait,
uh,
a lot.
we're going to Ireland in July. Ireland in July.
That's fucking crazy,
and,
dude.
Damn, I wish that tape was red now.
yeah.
That'd be spot on.
I wish we could do the
Yeah.
stuff that the people
I
do.
could probably edit that.
Really?
Maybe I will.
Maybe. Probably
Should I
not.
Yeah.
stand really still or
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
right now?
red?
And now we're back
Oh,
to
look
black.
at that! Oh, gosh. Oh, I can move now.
Yeah, exactly. Move now.
No, you look Asian.
Yeah, you'll
I
look
can't.
Asian again.
For some reason, if I do an Asian accent, I would feel a little like racist doing it. But if I do an Irish accent, I don't.
Wait, are you racist?
Well, you're Irish.
I don't think so. But I am Irish.
You're
so it's
Irish,
okay.
so
Okay.
you can do an Irish
Got it.
accent.
Right.
Yeah.
If I wanted to make believe a Colombian accent, that'd be fun because my mom's Colombian.
Colombian?
I mean, I think technically you can do any accent as long as you do it correctly, right?
Ooh, so, okay.
So,
Well,
like, for
your
example,
intent.
because no one sees, like, an English accent as being offensive. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? But, like, we do
Especially
that.
Not Harry Potter.
I'm not English, you know what
Well,
I'm
they were
saying?
all actually English. So.
That's true. Good point. They weren't-
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
As far as we know.
You're the only one to be out there.
I've been trying to curl them so I
Twisting
can
the
curl 'em.
monobrow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That might look pretty cool, actually.
You just
So Ireland in July?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for 2 weeks.
So how did you do that? How did you
Shit.
book that shit?
We went
We
on.
said let's go to Ireland
Yeah.
and did it.
That's how you gotta do it, actually, I've learned.
But wait,
Well-
do you mean like you flew? You guys went to Ireland? And
No,
that's,
no.
Oh, you just
We were,
contacted
like-
them.
Well, yeah, pretty much to get gigs, because we want to have some gigs over there, so we sent emails to the venues, and just, it's like hours and hours of research, but it's fun, because
Yeah.
we're like, ooh, you know, and so we eventually got some responses back, which was like, what's the word?
It's pretty amazing.
The lottery? Winning the lottery. The lottery.
That feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
A
Isn't
lot of
isn't that
exclamation marks.
isn't that crazy that you could do that now?
Yeah, with technology, I'm telling you, you can
Yeah.
like do everything in the music business.
It's crazy. Like that was one thing that I kind of realized, like, because I had this idea that we should move from Florida, because I thought, you know, like I don't know,
Yeah,
that,
to
like
where?
to a better scene was what I was thinking.
We've
I mean,
talked
thinking.
about that,
We've
too.
talked about it. Like it was more like just being closer to other cities. Like
Just
I
Florida's
mean, it's
like, 5
5 hours just to
you
get
know.
out of Florida.
Yeah,
You know, if only just for the proximity to other scenes.
that makes
You
sense
know.
actually.
Yeah.
That would be a good reason for sure.
No, absolutely. But
However-
you don't have to. You still don't have to leave Florida. Tallahassee would be perfect
Mm-hmm.
because
but then-
you're out of Florida in 2 hours, an hour and a half. I think. it
Right,
is.
right.
Something dumb like
But
that.
who wants to live in Tallahassee?
Yeah,
no
for
offense
real.
to
No one.
Tallahassee.
You were
No,
gonna say
all
Emily?
offense to Tallahassee.
You were gonna say something?
I think I burped.
I think I burped.
No, I'm sure I burped. Sorry.
but yeah, that's that to me, like, it's very freeing to think that we can literally book anywhere we really want to.
You
Oh,
guys
yeah,
could
yeah.
name a place, Colombia, and be like, let's go on tour there and make it happen. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like back in the day, you needed a label behind you to
Yeah,
do
no,
something like
and like honestly, you don't want to lose. You know what I mean? So you just try.
that.
So like you go for it, man. You know, absolutely.
You have to.
You have to go.
had last night was
Was what?
You gotta finish.
You know,
the
those
sentence,
thoughts we
man.
try to deny, man.
I think it's
this love. God damn it.
it's taking its toll.
It's gotta be way more natural than that. No, it's gotta be way more natural than that. I was swamped.
Gotta
I was
try.
swamped.
Try a little harder, man.
If you speed that up, it actually sounds exactly the same. That part that it goes to a higher octave.
Gotta try a little more.
No, but that's freaking
So-
awesome, man. Like,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
true. It's true. Like, a lot of people, like, the best way I can describe it is that, like, you're like, I want to be a musician. And they're like, oh, you want to be like the Beatles or the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And it's just, no, that's not necessarily the case. I want to do this, pay my bills, and only have to do this. And that's it. You know, I don't want to be, like, super rich off of
Right.
it or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be that bad, but yeah, it's not the
I
ultimate
don't know.
goal.
Don't get me
There's
wrong.
a-
If it lands in my lap, I'm taking it. But I'm just saying, comfortable. I just want to be comfortable
And
only-
respected and listened to and just connecting with people. I think is the main.
And the
goal.
legacy, you know, like you put yourself out there. It's something. If it hits with people, it'll always be out there.
Right.
And you know.
One of our favorite artists that we're actually going to go see in Knoxville in 2 weeks. She's her name's Sharon Nova. My Brightest Diamond is her band, and they're like underground in a way. Not very many people have heard of them, but they're beyond talented and have done
And
amazing
super well
things.
respected, like critically too.
Mhm.
Just not known, like. You know.
Yeah, not like extremely popular.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they opened up for the Tune Yards in Atlanta when we went to go see them. Do you guys know the Tune Yards?
No.
It's amazing band. Also kind of underground, you know? So that goes to show like it doesn't take like notoriety or how many fans you have, you know, it's about the fans you have.
Yeah.
It's like we drove 8 hours to Atlanta to see My Brightest Diamond, so
And she was the opening act.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
mean, Tune Yards was the headliner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was just the icing on the cake.
Definitely check her out. She's awesome.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
but that, I guess, like going back to that, like I wonder like what you need exactly now to make a living, for example. Like I'm talking about just like a decent living. I'm not even talking about like being rich.
You
know
mean
what I'm
at
saying?
music?
Yeah, like what we're doing, what we're trying to do.
It depends on what you want to do, because we've actually playing a bunch of shows. We've met bands that are on the road for 9 months of the year, or like TG. I think they said they've been on the road for 3 years.
Yeah,
and they're working on going to Japan.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like committing to living that lifestyle, like, you know, like sleeping in the car, or, you know, making friends everywhere you can lean on. Yeah, you don't have a home base. You're just sort of out there all the time and always planning forward.
Yeah, when particles collide.
Yeah,
There are a couple that have been touring for 4 or 5 years.
In 9 months of the year, they're on the road.
And you go to every like underground venue, the venues that we all play at, you know, and there's a When Particles Collide sticker in every single freaking venue. Like they just constantly, and it's so. I don't know. That's a good point. Like, is that the life you imagine, or do you imagine
Yeah, yeah.
like?
Well, could you do that? Could you guys do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With breaks in between. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like exactly. Like 9 months means you're getting 3 months off. You know, I could do that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I could do that.
Well, I guess like
But these people that don't have a home base, that's pretty crazy.
yeah, but that's the thing too. It's it's like they don't have any homes, right? They don't have a house that they can go back to, right?
Well, they have a home city, I guess. Like Alberta, for example, he hadn't been home.
Yeah, in a couple of years. He was ready to by the time. we
Yeah,
played
he
with
was
him.
like, well, I guess you shouldn't say that, but he was very homesick. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
I think it happened. Like I think for humans that happens. Like there's a point where you want to just chill.
Right, but why not at that
Well-
point? Why wouldn't he just go home for a bit and
Right.
then tour again?
Well,
Like,
it's funny because, you know, him saying that, because I'm sure that if he actually, when he got home and wasn't on the road after maybe 2-3
Wanted to.
weeks, all of a sudden he'd feel like a little too comfortable in a way, you know?
Right.
It's like, realize he'd gotten used to that. You just long for things, you know?
well, that's
you
the
want
balance,
Right,
you know?
right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's
Yeah, but- so he'd come back and just want to like go basically.
I would assume so. I'm just imagining that, you know, like,
that would make sense.
you
Yeah.
get so used to it, but then you kind of want something else. And
Right. You don't get something for nothing.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like you said, it's a balance. It's a balance.
Right. I mean, yeah, being on the road for 3 years straight would be pretty tough.
Yeah.
But I lived overseas for a year and a half, like not having a steady place for a lot of it, and you get used to it. I mean, you just have to be in that frame of mind. If it's what you want to do, you're loving it. You're happy.
Yeah, that's, I guess, like, it would be, so for, like, the way I would foresee this band, for example, like, not, and I wouldn't say, like, I guess a goal that I would have as, like, my ultimate goal. Not to say that if I don't reach that, I'm not happy with what we're doing or whatever, but it would be nice to reach that eventually. So basically to the point where we can pay our bills, for example, and also travel, right, and play these shows or whatnot. But I don't know what that, first of all, I don't know how much that takes. I just don't know. That's, like, I just have no idea.
I would say, for one, I mean, just at my age, and I don't know, like,
45, I think
2000.
you said?
50?
45.
13.
damn!
You're
It's the
either
soul patch, now I understand. Okay.
you're either 45 or 13.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Like $2,000 a month?
I mean,
Wait. I'm not gonna lie. Say the question again. I was fixing.
basically,
Saying,
like,
what-
how much could we live off of, like, to, like, for example, like right now, our bills right now.
If
If
we
you're
got
doing
this,
what you love,
if we
Yeah.
got this house paid for and we didn't have to worry about it, it would still have to be like a solid 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
per
in
month,
case.
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 per month. Just
See, that's probably doable.
exactly,
That's,
and then 1,000 divided by 4, 250, right?
yeah, $250 a week. That's
Good.
two to
And
three
then
gigs.
don't waste money
Per
on dumb
week.
shit.
2 to 3 gigs per week.
Probably.
Yeah.
Depending on where you go, but yeah, if we had this house paid for, because this is the only thing that I would say I have to pay for, because if I left, I would sell the car.
Do you have a tattoo on your finger?
I do.
Cool.
You haven't seen that?
I probably have, but I just
Yeah.
noticed it.
Did you
again.
see she got the Radiohead one?
Where? I was wondering what. I thought it was the mouse,
No, it's
the
Radiohead.
cat head.
No, I'm
No.
not that obsessed with cats.
She has literally has a
Talk about
cat
TG,
one.
and then she does the
yeah.
mustache. That the
Yeah,
guy
that's
that
he
had
does
the
do that.
mustache
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Have you guys
yeah.
met them?
Yeah. They actually, the Laura and Yanni had them over. They stayed over one night,
Mm-hmm.
and what's
Yes, please.
sure, I'll take one more. what's the dude's name? I forget. Is it It's not Adam, right? It's
Oh yeah.
Tomas.
Thomas. That's
Tomas.
right. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Tomas, yeah.
so and by the way, they're both fucking cool as shit. They're super nice.
That
Oh, we
night
had a
was
great show
freaking
with
great.
them.
Yeah.
In St.
It was
Augustine.
good
And they're
stuff.
good as fuck too, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. I would love to have them on actually this podcast.
And they
but
can come back.
That'd
Hey.
be sweet.
but they were staying over at Laura and Yanni's, and we went over there just to say hello. And Thomas was like telling me, like, what do you want to do in life? And I was like, play music or whatever, blah blah blah. He was like, well, you can do that right now. He's like, you just have to, literally was just like, just drop everything you're doing and just go do it.
Expectations,
Yeah.
Like if you want to be able to have your house here while you're on the road to come home to, then
That's not possible,
You
yeah.
still have to do extra, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you want to sleep in the van and you have somewhere where you can crash when you do come back for a little bit, but you just always have to be planning and making that future happen,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And that's like, I'm not gonna hurt you, but I just, I kind of always want to have that home base. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm that type of person where it's just like, X amount of time that we do have off, I want to know what we're doing, and it's going back home and stuff like
Good
that.
idea.
There you go.
Like, how like, I guess you already kind of explained that. Like, you could actually just live out of a van and play.
Oh, I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, you'd be
certain
okay
parts
with
of
not
life.
having like a house or anything like that.
Yeah, as long as what you're doing is worth it, Like if
Absolutely, yeah.
if you're having a good time while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly feel the most alive when I'm
Outside.
on the road. Every day is new, it's fresh. You have to like adapt and and be aware all the time. Like
Yeah.
that's when I'm the most alive. Like in St. Pete, I was born there, I grew up there, lived there most of my life there. I don't need to look at street signs. It's kind of like autopilot in a lot of ways, and you don't notice the things going on around you.
Yeah.
But when I'm out, we're on tour, the travels. It's just, that's when I feel the most alive.
I will say the same thing. The only thing I notice is that like after a little bit, like the traveling gets gruesome on me. Like it just like it gets so tough, and I don't know I don't know if it's like the actual like physicality of it. So maybe just like maybe doing a little
Being
exercise in
I think
between.
it's a mix. Yeah, definitely a mixture of physical and mental wearing. Like,
Yeah, because you're just driving and like unless like you're sleeping, which I can't. I could technically, but sometimes I'm driving a lot of the. I'm the one driving, so I can't sleep. But yeah, like I noticed that part was kind of like that part is hard. It's doable, but it's hard. And also like I like to have breaks as well, just because I get like. Well, we talked about this on the first one, where it's like the the social anxiety and whatnot, and here I am with my fucking hands, like just like, but yeah, it's tough for me to like. I need privacy. I need it. Like if I don't have privacy, like it's very hard for me to like be a human
And it's
being.
weird because it's not a long period. It's just like having a moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
of the
15
day where
minutes
you're
or
just,
something.
like,
Yeah, exactly.
away from people.
Well, and that's the trick. To be on tour in a band with people, it's you guys got to all understand each other and know when.
Yes.
Like, let me give you that space. I can see you need it.
Yeah.
Because if people
How
are,
can you tell?
Absolutely. Yeah.
well, you're just punching your fist into your hand. Like, all right, you go have a moment. I'm gonna go over here. But it's a balance. I mean, personally, and then your own, and then within the members of the band. It's tough.
It is tough. Like, I think Emmett's he was like the perfect addition because he's a lot like us in like personality. Like he's pretty much down for anything. He's not very picky. I feel like we're all like that. That can also cause problems where we're like, where do you want to go eat?
Nobody
and then
can
have
pick
nobody.
something.
Where do you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to go eat?
Yeah, we're like that. Whereas like, and I'm not throwing shade, but Jordan is so particular about like the places they want to go eat on tour. And like when we went on tour with them, we were just like, I'm just hungry, man. I just want to go eat somewhere. It's like, oh, let's go check this place out.
What does he prefer over something else?
He definitely would rather always go to like a local restaurant or something like that. Like he doesn't want to do chains and stuff.
Publix out of town to just get a sub.
Yeah.
Because you're hungry right now, a crime. He's like, no, but what do you mean we're in this place? Why not go?
It's the balance. You gotta have.
Why
like,
not
okay,
go to this
like,
mom and
this is a
pop
quick
shop?
meal.
And you're like, Jordan, because it's packed.
And you
because
have
it'll
4
take
more
us
hours
an
of
hour.
driving to
Yeah,
do
Take
something
us
like
an
that,
hour
yeah.
to get food, and because I want to go. But like for sure, but in the moments where it did pan out, he was always like the best, like the one to pick like the best restaurant.
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting there going, oh my god.
And I will give him credit though, like all the places were great. So,
Exactly,
You
yeah,
know,
like,
like
they're all
I'm definitely not mad about it. Jordan, I love you, bro. You're my
Do you guys have anywhere you've been multiple times now? Like you went back to a city and like, let's go to that restaurant. We've been there before that you like so
No.
much.
I don't think so, no. Because I don't think we've repeated that many cities.
No,
right now.
no, not yet. But we obviously want to. What about you guys?
Bagels Unlimited
Where's that?
in Gainesville. They have a hot sauce called Dave's Insanity Sauce, and it's
Good.
I'm pretty sure it should be illegal.
There's crack.
I died.
I'm dead right now.
Died.
I'm the ghost of Emily.
And the potato knishes there are, I think what you describe it as eating
A
a
cloud.
cloud.
Cloud
Oh.
of potato.
Damn.
My
Potato
God,
cloud.
That sounds
amazing.
scary.
They're delicious.
Yeah, that sounds
So
fucking
good.
super
Well,
good.
And then in Savannah too, the Kayak Cafe.
Yeah, we have been there
A
twice.
kayak cafe. So
Kayak.
you're in a kayak?
That's just what it's called.
That would be dope,
But it's
though.
weird. There's like an open space. They do yoga in there. Well, we've always been there late at night. Not. I guess.
It's like a health place.
Well, Mama Rosa's would be another one in Ybor that we always go to.
The pizza place in Ybor. Oh, it's so
Mm.
good.
I don't
They have
know.
buffalo chicken pizza.
It's right on 7th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Monte Roses.
Mama Rose.
Mama
Oh,
Rosa's.
Mama Rosa. Mama
That,
Rosa.
that main pizza place, it's like a big white room, right? Is that the same place?
Red and white.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm thinking the same
Maybe
place.
I'm sure we have actually. Yeah, it's in Ybor. That would be
We'll
crazy.
Next time we're there with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, it is crazy.
Right around the corner from the Crowbar.
Okay, gotcha.
Usually with the dude with the golf cart or the shopping cart with the
Animals in it.
animals in it. Yeah, right out front.
Uh-huh.
He had a puppy and snakes in there, and I was like, dude, don't let that puppy die.
Yeah.
Because there's snakes all around it.
All around it. Literally,
Snakes
there was
on
like
the
4
dime.
snakes around this puppy, and I'm like, dude, why do you have that puppy in there, dude? Like they're all probably looking at it like they're gonna eat that puppy. It's like there's 4 of us and one of this puppy. So
Emily, you didn't answer the question. I want to hear your take on this.
dun dun dun.
About
what?
like,
I don't know.
would you? I guess like, what would be the minimum, like, kind of lifestyle you could live playing music?
I mean, just to pay bills, pretty much. Just so I can, because I have a day job now, so pretty much I want to make just enough to quit my day job, which would. They didn't. I doubt they'll watch this.
They gotta know that though.
Oh,
It's
Of course
like
they
a
do.
scale where I got the job in 2016. I love it. It's creative clay. It's like it's a dream job.
It's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. But obviously, music is more of a dream job
Mm-hmm.
than that. You know, that's if I wanted to be a big girl and have like an office job. You know,
Mm-hmm.
at a nonprofit. It's awesome. But yes, my commitment has been, going like this because I just want to be, with so much going on, I want to be working during the day on music stuff, I could be writing music, I could be setting up tour stuff, and it's like, then this little amount of time that we can do that, like, because we're, practicing, spending time with family, it's just like,
playing
It's
shows, going to shows, connecting
But
with people.
that's a really like, I don't think we've actually talked about that on this
What?
podcast. That where you're talking like literally all those details, because that's something that obviously like all bands probably go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially working. I know you're a business owner, so you get to do whatever the fuck you want. But
Well, yeah, pretty much. But it's also, if I'm spending time working on the band stuff, I'm not doing my business stuff.
true. So you're not making
So-
money at that point.
Right,
Basically.
right.
Yeah.
And I've had to,
That's a good
like,
point.
in a lot of ways, I've really had to transition from being a screen printing business owner that plays music on the side to a musician that does screen printing on the side. And, like, just mentally, like, be
Yeah.
okay with that.
I'm a musician that has a full-time job on the side.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Well-
it's true, because I don't think people realize how much a full-time job takes away from, I guess, unless you're a parent, but a full-time job, that's 40 hours out of your week. If you did the math and you put that into a percentage, it's probably pretty high. And people don't realize that. Like, it's just like,
And all the time you could be spending
yeah, I'm
music
doing
stuff.
exactly that. It's like, I tell him, it's like, I come home and I'm exhausted. I'm not physically exhausted, I'm mentally exhausted. I send emails all day. That is literally my job. Da-da-da-da, this thing isn't working, send an email. Got it. You have a question, I can't answer that question, I have to go, I'm going to send an email. So I'm sending emails all day. So to get home to send more emails, holy fucking
Yeah.
shit, dude. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's tough. Like like I start work at 6:30 and I get out at 3, so I'm waking up at like 5:20, and I usually fall asleep at like 11 or 12 because like we'll be doing either this, for example, like a podcast, or like she's doing her drum thing or whatever, and it's just like but this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now I'm finding like I'm feeling like I want to find something where I'm doing less work, basically. Like I'm
Right.
doing
And
less
it's hard
hours.
because you're making a certain amount right now because of that
Yeah.
Work.
job.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine giving that up and making up for it, which would not be as easy.
I don't even
for the
know.
time being.
That's the thing. I don't even know. Like I don't even know what I could do. Like what I keep telling my coworkers, like I want to find a job that is like at least maybe 10 to 15 hours less than what I'm doing now, which is
So a
40.
part-time job,
Yeah, part-time
pretty
job, and focus
and push
more.
the music. Then the music would make more too because you're focusing more on it.
That yeah.
When are you gonna make that leap?
I don't know. I have to though. Well, the thing that
Well,
I guess
in a way, it's like running your own business. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how you have to
Exactly.
approach it,
Yeah.
you know. And if you're doing it as a solo musician, it's a little easier. But if you're doing it with the band, it's like you have business partners. Like
Yeah.
everybody's got to have that goal in mind, like, working in unison towards it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, then it's just not.
it's
gonna
not going to happen.
I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie. Having a night where we just cover music, just play covers to make money, that works.
It's really good money too.
It really is.
Is it really?
You know,
$50 an hour. Unless
That's
you're
like
a duo, then it's even more money.
that's like going back. Like, what do you want to do? You want to be a musician? Oh, you want to be the Beatles? I don't. I'm just saying I don't want to have to do anything else that's not music. Like, that's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
a livelihood.
Well, we've been pretty lucky too. Like, it was funny. We lose our drummer and we think, the world's crashing. And since it's like we've been able to just diversify, like we can play a show as a duo, do 2 sets. Like we've done a couple shows at Urban now, like playing for 2 hours, and we bring out a big crowd and pays well. We get to do originals.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You guys doing that actually like made me realize that it's doable and that it sounds good. And we've done things just me and her now, and it's like that. I'm like literally, I give you guys credit for that because I don't think otherwise we would have.
Self-sufficiency, you know.
Yeah. Even like when you guys were doing just like having the drum machine too. Like I remember, I think when we played at Madeira Beach.
Yeah, the Mad Beach Dive.
Yeah, I was like, that was like you guys sounded great. Like it didn't
that was
like.
solid.
You know, it still sounded fucking cool as shit. So, yeah, it made me realize that we can also do that. Like
if you really want to get your music out there, it's doable. You don't. I mean, it's just about filling those spots. You know.
Right. And music is not a guitar, bass, drums.
It's really not.
It's all sorts of things.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. You can
Just
do
make it
drums
work.
and acapella vocals. You could do anything. I don't know.
Our sets now, if we don't have Danny filling in, it's like it starts with strings, bass and guitar and vocals, and then I switch to drums for 2 songs, and then she plays the drums for a song, and I switch back, and then we do more strings songs.
It's like a mountain.
So
Yeah, that's cool. So, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna ask you. God damn it, what was I gonna ask you?
I'm guessing
remember.
music.
It was definitely
Band.
music. Oh, I got it now. Okay.
There it
So,
she's sorry to remind you of that.
yeah, just her saying that just reminded me of it. Oh, god damn it. Killing it over here. So I guess we did kind of just talk about it a little bit, but I would like to get like specifics on what you would consider being a successful band, like, in Lassyu, for example. What would you consider a success in your band?
World tours.
Okay. That's a good
Well,
one.
you're about to go to Ireland, so I guess
Playing
you got
on the
that.
moons of Saturn.
We have success. That's part of our phase.
13 point
13 point
plan.
phase is taking over, not taking over, but touring the universe.
Okay. Gotcha.
Once
about you?
everywhere. I agree. That was me.
We want to tour in Uranus.
Uranus.
I mean on Uranus.
I heard they have
Or
this
in.
one.
Or in.
I
Yeah.
heard Uranus has this one really good fucking venue. It's fucking ripping, dude.
Called the Kalan.
Okay.
When we get to phase 13. Yeah.
At least you guys have the
It'll be
the
sweet.
hookup for that venue, right? So
Totally.
What about you, Adam?
Just getting to do what we want to do. I mean, I don't know what success is exactly, but like if I get to go on the road as much as I want to and play in places and make enough money to do it, and like just get to live the lifestyle I want to live, then yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That's success. If people like the music and we're selling records, and it's just when you get to go play something that you put your heart and soul into, and other people you don't know come up to you after a show and said it meant something to them, that's success right there to me. As
Yeah.
cheesy as that sounds.
No, I agree.
I'd say that like we're currently successful,
Okay.
in a
which
lot
is
of
a really
ways.
good feeling because it's not like reaching for we are reaching for higher goals,
Absolutely.
but we're also
I mean-
very happy with like just what is happening the whole time,
And building on everything you do, you make connections and then you build on it. And I mean, Night Beach just played with Nanami Ozone, and like had great conversations with them afterwards, before and after the show, and they're just like, oh yeah, if you want to come out to Arizona, let us know. And it's just from talking to some people, playing a show with them.
right.
Yeah.
Now you have a connecting fucking
Right.
Arizona.
Right.
Sure.
That was like the two major things that I took away from Keith's podcast. And again, shout out to Keith. Thank you for coming, man. That was great. If he listens, he probably won't listen to this, but if he does, thanks, dude. But he was saying that a lot of young bands now, like they're just looking to, I guess, like they're expecting to make money off of this, like to make a living. And I found that really interesting because obviously he's someone that's been in the scene for a long time, all that stuff. He's his Pogo is relatively successful, and he calls himself the dream crusher because he'll say like, you're not gonna make money off of this. You know what I'm saying? So for me, my like I don't think I thought of it at the time, but like kind of like contemplating it afterwards, I was like, but I do feel like it's possible. Like
Absolutely.
I feel like I understand what he's saying, right?
And we told him that night too. That,
We did?
That that we were like, like no, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like we're not gonna all be millionaires, but I just don't want to have to do anything else. Like, and that's it. Like people have this misconception that
Yeah.
of what it is to be successful, and it's like it's not that.
But he was
That's harsh.
Really funny story. One of the times we played at the Benz, out in the front of the place, some guy was there, very preppy. I think he's one of Patsy's friends that knew him. But like sort of preppy dude. Somehow I got to talking to him. He's like, yeah, he's wasted. I don't know much about music. I like Kanye. And I'm just like, oh, fuck that dude. And he's like, oh, you wouldn't want to make the money he makes? And I'm like, it's not about that,
Yeah.
And I'm like, and he's like, oh, if you could make music like him and make that kind of money, you wouldn't do it? And I'm like, why is it either you fail or you're Kanye?
That sounds like one of those movies that you wake up in Kanye's body and you're like,
Am I really?
This sucks.
Right. Oh God.
No, but that's a good question. Why is it? Why is it that or I failed?
Right.
Jesus Christ! I just don't want to do anything else.
And I argued with him for 10, 15 minutes. Where it's like, what? You don't like money? I'm like, you don't even know anything about me. And like, yeah, I live a successful, happy life. Like,
Well, that his standards are obviously like
different, right?
like he's not going to be a happy person
right. He won't.
because he's not going to achieve that goal. That's his goal. That's not your goal. That's
Right,
his
right.
goal.
And he's
You know what I'm
obviously
saying?
never gonna get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like he's not my image of success. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
everybody thinks
Yeah.
you're crazy as fuck. Yeah,
well, like it's funny too because like with someone like him, I think
Kanye, you mean?
yeah,
Kanye
like
or the guy
Kanye,
I
like
argued with?
I actually was like
That's right.
I don't even
Please
remember his
something.
name. Yeah.
with Kanye, like I actually liked his early stuff a lot. I was a hip hop enthusiast before I started listening to rock music or whatever, and I actually liked his early stuff a lot. I just think with him, what happened was like he got to like this certain status, and I honestly feel like he's just playing a part. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think like the stuff he says and shit like that. I don't think that's really him. I think he's just doing that to fucking get clicks and shit.
Yeah,
Isn't
like
to
Kanye
promote an
the
album.
one that was like dressed as a juice box or something on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't it him? I thought it was. Wasn't
Is
that?
it you?
Yeah, I think that
Juice
was.
box.
Yeah, for
Like a milk carton or something.
Well, Fallon and Timberlake did the bacon and eggs or something like that.
It
Is that what
wasn't
you're
that.
thinking?
No.
I think you're right.
I think
you're
I
right.
remember
He
that too.
performed on SNL
Yeah.
and was like had like a milk carton on, and his pipe man or whatever like had something else on.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, okay.
pretty
And he,
sure that's
like,
right.
Literally, I don't
Yeah.
know, but the song was bad, and like it was just like.
But the thing is,
Because he
that's
looked embarrassed about what he was doing. It wasn't like he was into it. Like I'm
You
a
think
milk
so?
carton, man.
I
You
thought
know?
he did
I
it
don't-
to show that like he'd be down for just about anything, but it could have been that too. Like he was just kind of selling out, but who knows?
I don't know, man. That's the other thing too.
I
I
thought he did it on purpose, basically.
we talked about this a little bit too with Keith, where we kind of talked about like bands now that you can like bands that you liked in the past that now you don't like because you kind of feel like they sold out, and like I feel like
Smiles.
there's like a misconception to that where it's like bands that are successful but still make great music. I don't consider that selling out.
Aren't we talking about that? Like, who can you think of that was absolutely amazing and many
Still
years
are.
ago and is still making amazing, like
Radiohead.
different?
For me,
For me, Radiohead.
what about for you?
We had
I
a long
didn't-
we had a long
I don't think
conversation
we
about it,
came
trying to
up with
figure
an
it out. We
answer.
couldn't
No.
anything. Radiohead would be an example of it. I mean, I like Radiohead. I'm not a huge fan,
Mm-hmm.
but
Which baffles me, by the way, because you like Portishead, and they're not the same, but like they have
God,
similarities.
I wish they were still making music.
yeah.
Who,
It'd
Portishead?
probably be
It's been a
awesome.
long time,
Portishead.
right?
Well, I'm sure they're coming out with
2005, I think.
something.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
I
yeah,
haven't heard that.
they haven't disbanded. Don't tell me this because they're like I love them so much.
I thought they were just not.
No, but
making
they have-
music
I don't think
anymore.
so.
Not disbanding doesn't mean they're gonna put out music though.
Oh, that's
It
true
could be a
actually. Yeah, because they
gentle
could be
thing, like
they
they're
could
just
still
like, I'm
perform
done.
but not put out music.
It could be sweet, you know.
That was direct.
It will be sweet.
If we just try a little bit harder, we might be able to get them to play.
Have you guys heard "Chase the Tear"?
No.
Oh, really? That's a song that they released not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
Huh.
It sounds a lot like Beak. Have you heard Beak?
Mm-mm.
Beak is I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, but Geoff, the DJ, Geoff,
I don't know.
Bar, the guy
How do
who
you
plays the
spell it? Do you know
DJ
how
stuff
you spell
for
it?
them.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, him. Yeah.
Do you know how you spell it?
It's
Well, it's
G.
just Jeff. Like,
It might be Jeff actually. It's GEOFF.
It
It's probably
doesn't
Jeff.
have any dots on top of it. No?
Joffrey.
Oh, okay.
No, you're probably right actually. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, but yeah, he's the DJ. He actually, I believe he also writes like the drum composition. He actually plays drums as well, but he's not as good as Clive Deemer. He's the sit-in for them live usually. But yeah, he has a band Beak, and he plays drums for that band, and it's like him on drums, and he sings as well. But it's not like really like singing. It's just kind of like like that kind of shit.
That's singing.
Yeah, open in the mouth. Yeah.
Like you can't even. Like, I don't know. Actually, the new album. Have you heard Beak? Have you listened to Beak? Okay, so I was just explaining this to Adam, but the DJ from Portishead, he also makes the beats. I'm pretty sure. He has a band called Beak, and it's like a synth, like very synthy, like fucking just like indie synthy shit. It's fucking cool. And Chase the
B-E-A-K?
Tear, huh?
BEAK.
Yeah, BEAK, yeah. And Chase the Tear has like a very like synthy, like kind of like electronic drum beat to it. It's fucking dope. Like definitely check that shit out.
Chase the
I'm surprised you haven't heard it, man. Fuck.
I have to check it out.
Surprised
Yeah,
you
Chase the
haven't
Tear.
heard
It's super dope.
whatever it is.
Is there a band, like what band would you guys travel for just to go see if they're like
Anywhere in the world.
they're near they were playing and they're let's
Dead
say
or
in
alive?
America. No, alive, playing
Oh,
right
no,
now. Like if
alive?
it was an actual thing you could do.
I went to go see the Pixies in Ohio because I could have sworn up and down that was going to be their last show. My best friend to this day holds it against me because I've seen them like 2 other times after that. She's like, son of a
She's
bitch,
mad that she actually saw them in another place and had a great trip.
She like didn't know who they were, but she's like, I stood out there in 12 to 10 degree weather outside of this venue because they wouldn't let us in.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that you saw them? I'm like, dude, I didn't know. Yeah, well, bitch, you should have known. Like, what the fuck are you? I'm like, I could have sworn the Pixies up and down. That one tour, I was like, this is it. And I was like, I have to go see them. So I went to Ohio. That's the furthest I've ever gone.
I would say probably the only band really would be Radiohead. That's it. To be
Are they
honest.
still touring?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were in Miami a couple.
And you didn't go?
No, I did. I went.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
great. It was amazing.
That was a long time ago.
Do you want to see
it a
pictures
long
from
That
it?
was like 4 years ago.
No, the one that we went with Serge.
On my
No,
Facebook,
it was like
it
2
tells me-
years.
on my Facebook, it gives me like a timeline. And
Well, we saw them in Tampa as well.
yes,
Uh,
that was further than
that was
the
that was like
Miami show.
2010 or 2011, right?
So that's
Yeah.
that's like 8
8 years.
years.
Damn.
9
Yeah.
years.
So the Miami one
Maybe,
must have
yeah.
been
Yeah.
4.
But that's the only band I could think of. Just because like they're kind of them, Tame Impala so far.
I
And-
saw Tame Impala
You saw them?
with Fantagram.
Fuck you.
Really?
I didn't. I wasn't a big fan of Tame Impala, but I like.
Oh, you didn't like them?
It's not that I didn't like them. It just I
Answer
never
the
listened
question
to them
directly.
before. It was just DJ shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Can I- can I-
It just didn't have any peaks or lows for me.
Okay.
It was just like kind of feel good like.
MGMT.
It was like art, like kind of
I
like
like MGMT.
like pop,
but I feel
right?
like they're like that. Where
Oh,
it's
really?
just kind of like a steady.
Like I said, I haven't like listened to them, and so it was all new to me that night.
Yeah.
And
I'm actually
Steady,
curious. I wonder if you would like their first 2 albums because their
Are they
first.
different than the rest? Of them?
Yeah, that's
in
the.
a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Yeah.
Usual.
He did like So I'm gonna go into like my hipster fucking rant about Tame Impala because I'm gonna sound like the guy is like
the bathroom.
I'm gonna sound like the guy that was like
But he really is.
I was into them before anyone else was into them, but that's the truth. When I was in high school,
You have to give years though.
huh?
You you have to give the years if you're gonna
Oh,
say
the years,
that.
yeah. So I guess it would
Because-
be like 2009, I think.
Because the years, I think, solidify what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
in
true.
terms
He's
of,
been
like-
around since 2009.
Yeah. So
It's a guy, right? Or is it?
no,
a
it's
band?
No, it's a full band.
it's
They
a
usually
full
have
band.
A picture, right, of the guy with the long hair.
But yeah, it's his name is Kevin, and he does record pretty much everything. I'm pretty sure. I think like I definitely know
So he
he
produces it and he has people perform his.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Got it.
I think he works with a guitar player, and they both. I think it's like a duo thing. I don't think it's just him. But anyways, I digress. So
And it's all instrumental, right?
The
Yes.
stuff that they make.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. Like I think now they're going more into like digital stuff now, but I still think like even in like their third album, I believe that a lot of it was like probably electronic drum
Third
kit.
album. That's what they're in right now.
That's their third. Yeah, they have 3 albums out.
Right
But you
now?
said you saw him 10 years ago.
So I didn't see them, but I heard of them
Oh.
in
but still,
2009.
Three,
Yeah, only
2
3.
albums in 10 years.
Yeah, which I kind of appreciate that though. I would prefer an artist to take their time with
I didn't think it was
the
that
material.
little. I didn't think it was that little.
Yeah, it's only been 3
Tame Impala
albums.
only has 3 albums.
Yeah, it's Inner Speaker, Lonerism, and Currents. Yeah, but so basically, I was in high school, and Kenny and I went to this like kind of like popular place in downtown Miami called Bayside, where it's like it's basically downtown against the water. And we just went to I don't remember why we were there, but we basically we saw a band was performing on the stage that they have outside, and we saw it was like a jazz band basically. And when they were finished, we we went up and we talked to the guitar player because we were both guitar players. We were just like, "Oh, you're dope," or whatever, blah blah blah. Come to find that they're from Australia. Like literally, they're like a
Dang.
jazz band from Australia, like a high school one, and they just like were traveling and they were playing fucking Miami. So we talked to him and he's like, "Have you guys ever heard of this?" I want to try
You
and
have
do
to
the.
do the accent. Do the accent.
Have you have you ever heard of this band Tempola? And I was like,
Tame Impala.
what?
How many times did you say
Tempola.
what to that?
I said it like 4 times because I'd never heard like an Australian accent. Then I'm all I hear is like Hispanic, so it's
hard
like
to understand.
yeah.
Especially with a word like Tame
Tame-
Impala.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like,
Tame
what are you
Impala.
doing?
Impala.
Have you ever heard Tame
Impala.
Impala? I'm probably like
Tame
fucking it up
Impala.
really bad, but
Sounds like taint impaled or something. Like that. That's
I was just like,
awful.
what? But yeah, he had an iPod and he like basically just put an earbud in my ear and started playing their EP, which the song he played was it's called Half Full Glass of Wine, which is a dope song if you ever check it out.
So good.
And at first I thought it was John Lennon. Honestly, like his vocals sound like John Lennon to me, like at least the early stuff. And he's like, "Oh, it's this band that I've been listening to. They're from Australia or whatever." And then like like they released an album, I think like a year later or something, and like no one really knew about it. It wasn't until Lonerism and their third album where they blew up, and now they're like headlining fucking Coachella and all that shit. And I love them still. I think it's great. And I guess going back to my original point, that would probably be a band as well. And I know they're actually performing in Miami, but I just don't have money right now to
No,
spend
it's
on tickets.
also like smack in the middle of the week. Dude.
That too.
It's like a Wednesday or
Yeah.
something dumb.
Would you consider like if you saw I mean that's what we're doing to go see My Brightest Diamond is we set up a tour to go, like
That's a great
along the
idea.
way.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have way better planning skills than we do, for sure,
Yeah.
for certain. I'm terrible at it. Like I'm getting better at it now, but
But
yeah,
do you guys only deal with you two usually?
You two?
Like band.
booking wise.
like I'm saying, do
Yeah.
you guys call Bono and try to book?
Right,
like,
right.
his
He's our
schedule?
booking agent actually.
No, I mean like when you guys book, is it
The edge
just
management.
like
Yeah.
if your drummer can't make it, you're like it doesn't matter, we're doing it kind of thing.
Well, that's what we decided, a little while ago. It's like, let's
Okay.
just make the stuff happen. We're going to figure out how to do it.
Right.
And we're
We
doing
just
it.
started marketing ourselves as a duo too.
Right.
Mm.
So to your drummer, you're like, I don't want to hurt you, but we're gonna take this show out of town and go play.
Well,
it.
we want him to play any show that we can get. I mean, we love presenting it that way.
Yeah.
He's just
And
super busy and
he's very talented.
Yeah, it's whether he's available. It's
Right,
not
right.
Which is
anything
not
else.
very
not.
often.
It's not. We don't choose to play without him. It's not that at all.
Right.
No. I mean, the thing where we've gotten, it's like we can present our music in a lot of different ways, and then certain shows we really want to present it with him.
Yeah.
Because that's how it, with fitting in with the other bands and that kind of thing, or just how we're feeling that night. but it's nice that we have a lot of different ways we can sort of present our songs.
We played at a coffee shop last Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, when you played with Night Beach, which was fucking awesome.
before,
the night
yeah.
before,
And
yeah.
there's two different, like...
She played with us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
sang a
You
song.
sang as well.
Well, what a crazy...
Maybe that's why my voice is gone.
Yeah, what a crazy couple of days. I mean, she sang with us, and then we played with his hymn on Saturday as well, and he did it. We did one of his songs, and he did one of ours.
Right. Yeah. Totes.
No, that's
We should collaborate.
A little surprise. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I dared her to jump off the amp on Friday night, then had to pay drinks for the rest of the night.
That was-
I
She did
did it.
That was
I
a-
really like free alcohol. I didn't buy my drinks the rest of the night, so I was like, well, I gotta do it. I can't
Obviously.
say.
that was
Then
a,
also-
But I'm
got was-
pretty sure it was like, I'm pretty sure I was like,
You just, yeah. Hey, you got up on it and just
Exactly,
standing
yeah.
in.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was a graceful jump.
was it? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
it was very great. You could tell like you were just like making sure not to step
You
on
were
any
like
pedals.
you were like a gazelle.
Don't step on his
That's what I was
pedals.
going for.
Make sure you
A
land on
rock
your
is
feet.
Yeah.
I just remembered that night too. That like I was going up to you while I was singing. I was
Yes.
like, well,
And I was like,
sorry.
that was
if,
my reaction.
If I invaded
No, but it
your
could have been
personal
anyone. It could have
space.
been the singer of my favorite band, and I'd have been like, this is really awkward, you know?
It's like, thank you for being my prop right now to see
Exactly.
Because it
cool.
like
That's
helps
cool.
when there's like people that you know that you're like, you love me even though I'm weird.
You know what's funny? Like now that I know you guys more, like you are shy on stage, which
Yeah.
is weird because you're kind of like the front man. You know what I'm saying? Not obviously not gender.
He's not shy on stage, but he
You're
can't
not.
talk into the microphone because it'll shock him.
Yeah, I gotta get my amp fixed.
But once he gets his amp fixed, he'll probably be the one doing most of the talking. Cause I hate
Yeah.
talking in between songs.
I'm always
Yeah.
just whispering it to her across
Yeah.
the
Like,
stage.
what to say?
Yeah.
Well, so what?
What'd you say? Eat 3 penguins? What'd you say?
Why do you like? What do you feel like? What is it that makes you uncomfortable about it?
I mean, there's always this fear of like, I'm trying to get over my fear of like appearance just being like, man, what, that person's weird. Like I've been struggling with that my whole life, so I've been trying to just get over that, and I think that's why one of the reasons I love like playing out so much of St. Pete, because you go into a new city and you can be whoever the hell you want. They have no idea who you are, so you could be like to them the coolest person in the world. And
That's
Well,
interesting.
one of those tours too, I took a different amp than the Jupiter that shocks me, and I got to actually talk into a mic, and we were the back and forth. People were cracking up like after every song.
Yeah.
it's much
Yeah.
easier with 2 people.
Well, you guys do have like a personality up there. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like that shyness actually ends up working, and you're like jumpiness like on stage and stuff like that.
Jumpiness.
Jumping.
Yeah, like
Like
it's very like it's very entertaining to watch.
I've-
You know what I'm saying?
We shot videos of like every show on the tour, well, just about every show, and I've never realized I don't stop moving.
No, you
Once
don't.
I start playing,
Yeah.
I literally am moving the entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, you do a little
I-
dance, dude.
I
The
don't
whole
stand still.
the whole time. Yeah.
She kind of knows if I'm standing still, something's wrong.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, it's funny because like during the Night Beach performance, I was like, you play exactly the same with Night Beach. Like because like you would expect you to like do more of like a metal like heavy thing, but no, you're still playing like fucking
Oh,
dope
yeah.
bass lines. You know what I'm saying? Just like very melodic. Like to me it sounds fucking super cool.
I'm the yacht in the electro yacht metal.
That's
I
why
would
that
agree with
band's
that.
so cool,
I would
because
agree
it's
with that.
like
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
3 mixtures, like between them, they're all like goofy, fun guys, and then it's like definitely different like music perspectives coming into one, and
It sounds fucking.
Work.
It's very unique. I like that. It's very cool.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and obviously like being familiar with your bass playing, it's like the like your bass lines on that shit was fucking cool as shit.
Thanks. It's a lot of fun. It's just kind of like a different part of the brain scratching a different itch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I don't see us playing those songs. But
I think Emily could do it. I think you could.
I'd
do
have
it.
to learn the zen of screaming before I attempt any of that. The singer in Night Beach, his range is higher than mine.
Yeah.
So like, you know, he knows how to sing from his head, so he can like, and
No,
like,
he can imitate any popular singer too. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
and he's good at really good at singing, and like, so trying to do that, but I do it from like here.
Your chest
so I was
voice.
like, "Ah!" And afterwards, like my voice is completely gone. But if you learn the zen of screaming, have you heard of that? The zen of screaming?
No.
It's like where you can scream without blowing your voice out all the time.
Do you
What do
not
they
sing
say?
in falsetto ever?
I do sing in falsetto. That's your head voice, yes.
Yeah.
But can you like scream in falsetto?
I don't know.
Like I can't do it obviously, but
I don't think I can. Yeah. Usually my yells are chest.
Sounded like in Gainesville.
yeah, I know. We did 4 gigs within
48 hours.
48 hours. Less than that, 36
What?
hours, right? 3
No,
days?
48.
12?
So you
Friday
played
night,
like
Friday night
It's
to Sunday
24.
night.
Friday night to Sunday, that's 36 hours.
yeah 3.
24.
It's 3 of them. It's 3 days.
48. Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. So, yeah, we did Friday night at the Benz.
With Pinky Doodle Poodle and 5'8".
We're awesome. And then Saturday we did a daytime show at Micro Groove. It was for
Record store day. Yeah.
And then Groove Haven that night. And by then my voice was starting to go.
That's right. Yeah.
And then on Sunday we went to Gainesville and played, and my voice was more gone than it had ever been for a show. And I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll be able to squeak something out. Because usually, like, when my voice is gone, I overcompensate, and then
It gets worse.
No,
Yeah.
it ends up
Oh.
sounding good.
Oh,
like,
really?
Just because
Oh.
I'm trying so hard to like be able to hit the notes that it comes out good.
Oh.
So I was like, I'm not worried because it never happened before to me where I had no voice. But then we did Orange Dream to start out because we chose ones with little vocals, you know, not very many vocals. And we're like playing, I go, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Really?
I couldn't even squeak out anything. So then, like, Adam was like, lower, do it lower. So I was like, ooh.
That worked?
Yeah.
Holy
I could do
shit.
like I could only do the middle range. I couldn't do like.
Whoa.
Yeah,
so you
we-
had to sing the whole show like that.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's kind of like testing the waters too. Like have to try it a certain way, and then
Yeah.
it wouldn't work, and look over at me and like,
Oh shit. That's crazy. That's never happened to me before, man.
Never happened to me either.
That's
it was
crazy.
scary, and then it took a freaking week for it to heal. Like usually, I just need one good night's rest,
Mhm.
and it'll be fine the next day. And it took the entire week for my voice to come back, and it scared me.
Have
and
you
even,
trained?
Like right now,
Have you trained? Like have you taken classes?
no.
Damn, you should probably
But
do
But
that.
I've never had this issue before. Like I've been singing since I was 16, 17,
Mhm.
13 years,
Mhm.
14 years. And I've never had this issue.
But technically, it should never happen, though. That's what I'm. That's like if you sing properly, like it should never happen to you, because like there's vocal teachers that teach like people how to scream properly, and they
Right.
literally never like they can just keep doing it because they learn the proper way.
Sing properly, but then drink and smoke and stay out until 4 o'clock
then you
in the
sound
morning?
like Tom Waits.
Yeah, that's
All
probably.
right.
I'd see that. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I don't know like how much that affects. You know. 'Cause
I
don't-
think for me, it's what seems like is like most of the effect is the lack of sleep.
Really
I
interesting.
think that I could like scream and drink and smoke, but if I went to bed at 10 o'clock, got a good night's rest, it gives it time to heal. And also singing during the daytime, like it needs time to rest for a full like 24 hours. And if that is fucked up in any way, then it's like nope.
Well, our last tour, I mean, we did 6 shows in 6 nights,
Mhm.
and she didn't have any problem with it. But that was like we would play the show, you know, party
We
for a
hung
little
out,
bit,
yeah.
hang out, but then sleep in. She sets her alarm clock for 15 minutes, so we have to check out, and she's ready by the time we check out.
Mm-hmm.
You drive a little bit, get to the next place, take a nap, go do a show.
Yeah.
You know, so there wasn't really, or there's enough time to recover.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think I'm just getting older.
I think it's that scream though in Anchorage
Yeah.
at the Benz. There's video documentation of it just going longer than normal.
You hit it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're not that old though, Emily.
29.
Yeah, you're not old, dude.
My body's changing, man.
That's crazy but like, yeah, that's interesting because, well, and I'm assuming you probably warm up as well, right, before?
Yeah, I've learned that I have to. Like, but I don't have to, but it just makes your voice so much better. Like, I can't wake up from a nap and go sing because then it won't be there.
Yeah.
I kind of woke up from a nap and came here. That's probably why it's not there.
Wow.
Not that I tried to sing tonight, but
Yeah, you
I
didn't.
guess
You
you
didn't do
really warm
anything.
up in the car.
Mm-mm.
No.
And then what's in the news tonight, fellas?
No, continue your.
With your voice, like warming up, love don't always shine through, okay? Because like you can warm up as much as you can.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I was just talking smack. So, what was your question?
No.
Oh, warming up my voice.
Yeah.
So
sorry
there's
to
this.
remind you to stop warming up your voice.
There's a band called Goodnight, or there was a band called Goodnight Neverland. Gary Courtney. No.
No, man.
Gary Courtney, he's still going like in the area. He was on American Idol, but he just has a beautiful voice. Anyway, so he has an album. His band Goodnight Neverland had an album, and that's what I used to warm up pretty much because I love every single song on the album, and it just like is right in my range and goes to falsetto and low and stuff. So that's what I listen to warm up.
Nice.
Or
That or
mid 2000s emo music, but
Like what,
She makes
though?
me suffer
Like
that.
what?
well,
You don't
like,
like that, huh?
Emery or Anne Berlin, Circus Survive.
There's things I like about it, but the vocals are just way too produced and emotional.
Yeah, is it like in your eyes? I never knew that
They're
you
not
could.
all like that.
Pretty
Is it
much.
like that?
pretty
Yeah.
Maybe we should start an emo band.
I could do it, dude.
Wow, you like really nailed it.
Yeah, just like
Nailed it. I
Right?
made a playlist on Spotify recently called The Grand Schemo, and it's
That's
all the music that I loved in 2000. Not that it like anyone cares, but it's fun.
it's funny that like I don't picture you as someone that would have like listened to that music.
I mean, Paramore, Haley Williams. I was 16. She was 16. I wish stuff would have happened, but I never met her. So
This life isn't fair.
you really don't get something.
You don't
for
get
nothing.
something for nothing.
You don't. At that point, I had nothing.
You gotta try a little harder,
And
man.
Haley
Love
Williams was
don't-
something.
You
know?
broke me.
Love,
You just
love
don't
don't
wanna
always
lose.
shine through, man. You know,
It doesn't.
Perfect.
it doesn't.
If I'd have met her, I think it would have shined through. But
I bet.
You try to deny those thoughts.
Oh my god. I guess like the
I really got to try a little harder, though. I didn't try that hard when I was 16.
it could be sweet, I guess.
It could be fucking sweet for sure. Haley Williams, hallelujah. Just kidding.
It's
But-
like a long forgotten dream.
It is. I still remember it. I try to turn back, but you can't now.
it's funny because like you're okay, so for example, like you saying that
It has taken a toll upon our lives.
And I don't want to hurt you, but it's probably not going to happen.
you saying that just it doesn't necessarily make sense to me in terms of the music that like the way you sing and
Oh.
the way you play
Well,
guitar.
You know how there's that nostalgic state of when you were first learning music?
Uh-huh.
That's what it is. I'll never, like, if I listen to them, I mean, I listen to them now, and I still love them. Not their new stuff, but I'm referencing Incubus and Paramore. I feel like are my two main influences.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up going to punk rock shows like Circle Jerks in 7 Seconds and, Suicidal Tendencies and Anthrax. And, I mean, that's what I was into when I was a teenager, and I don't play
Descendants?
that music. Well, yeah, I would love to play some Descendant songs just to
Well,
cover
I mean,
'em, but
that's you're into, because that's
Yeah,
what we
yeah.
went to a show, and he's like,
my music doesn't, it's nothing I listen to in the past is exactly what I play.
yeah.
You know,
Absolutely, yeah. I
It's
agree.
just the sum of
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of it.
I
you know.
agree.
I can't even I honestly can't even pinpoint like a bass player that you sound like at all.
There's several.
I don't well, I guess maybe I haven't heard them, but like I don't
Well, or at least that I take from, but there's nobody I try to like emulate or anything
Yeah.
like that. You know.
Yeah, but sometimes like so this is weird and Emmett would disagree. He doesn't like Radiohead, but he sounds like that bass player. He doesn't know this, but and we tell him this all the time, but he really does play a lot like him.
Mhm.
And it's weird because he loves Rush, like that's one of his favorite bands, and Frank Zappa.
And we don't sound anything like
And we don't sound anything like that, and it's just like it's funny to me because he really does, like in my opinion, he plays a lot like this guy does. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just the phrasing. like I think that's a huge thing. Like the Radiohead bass player is like he's not dun 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 dun, dun right. He's like dun 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 dun. Dun. It's like out of that whole realm where it's like a bass player who's just ringing out, and he does that really well. And it could be because he likes Frank Zappa, because that
that's a good point. Actually,
that whole music is very like we're here, now we're here, now we're there, now we're here, now we're back to that, now we're here, and I think that's what's helped him with that a lot. Like it's just like it's the music, it's the whole piece, versus just like a melodic kind of song where it's just like ringing out, like those, like a Blink-182 bass player, like exactly.
Well,
like that.
okay, so then I have a question for you. So
That's just
the
my
way,
opinion.
so like your bass parts
I
are
don't play
like
bass.
they're very like almost, I would say, like I wouldn't say it's not a riff. I would say like they're very melodic, but they're also like they're melodic and structural. So is there a bass player that you listen to that's like that as well?
Oh, Mike Watt.
Mike Watt.
I mean, yeah. There's a lot of bass players that are very influential, but Mike Watt would be probably the number one. Minutemen, Firehose,
Okay.
that stuff. I mean, most of their songs are based off of the bass. That's what drives it. But it creates a space. It's composition and melody at the same time. Structure.
Yeah.
That's how you put it was a good way of putting it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, check out Mike Watt. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because
Huge influence.
that's like from, I guess, like the bass players that I've listened to mainly, like they don't really play like that. So it was like when I first heard you playing, I was like, oh, that's fucking interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, as much as I'm influenced by him, it's not the only thing, and I don't try to emulate him or whatever. And it's funny, like we played in North Carolina in Chapel Hill, and a friend of mine, Clark, who good friend from St. Pete, he moved up there back in the late 90s. He came up to me after the show, and it was one of the few times somebody ever really pinpointed what I do. I'm not going to give it away because I don't want people to know.
Yeah.
But he like called it out exactly, and it was like, oh, awesome. You're
that's
listening.
cool. Is he a musician?
Oh yeah. He plays bass, drums, guitar, keyboards, all kinds
That's
of
cool.
stuff. Sings and yeah.
So he
So
was like, boom, this person.
Yeah, the little detail.
Is,
Well, not a person, but a style that
Okay.
kind of like I used in a different way. Like it's a form of music, a style of music, but I play it in what we do,
All right.
and it's hard to pick, like to discern exactly what the
That is-
So you're
mashup
saying
is.
that you're guilty of the crimes he accused you of.
Right.
Yes.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
well, don't get something for nothing, man.
I don't want to lose.
People are gonna think we're just crazy.
Yeah, for real.
Well,
Well,
thing
now when
is-
they see what's
think-
coming.
I think that the main point is that love don't always shine through.
Yeah, especially when
I
you're playing
thought Love
bass.
will always shine through.
It don't. It don't.
Okay.
So, Emily, on the guitar, where are your influences coming from on the guitar?
Incubus. I feel
That
like
makes
they
sense.
never do the 1, 2, 3, 4 simple chords ever
Mm-hmm.
that I've seen them do. We read an article once where it said that Incubus never fit into a genre, which we were like,
we relate to.
yeah, yeah.
I agree,
it's-
yeah.
Well, I think that was also more like at a festival. They never fit in any specific type of, not like Monsters of Rock or some.
Literally, if you told them what you were looking for, they could probably do it. And
Yeah, they had a couple songs in their
yeah.
catalog that
They
fit
could do
that.
like a
Right.
30-minute set to be like whatever it is that you're looking for, which is really cool. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. It's just interesting about them.
I think every band I've been in has always been that way. I mean, it's just I don't ever try to play to a genre.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
that's really
or
weird.
it's
Yeah, but
just-
that happens though. I mean, I know we've
When you
talked about
find your
this. Like,
sound, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
we've that's something that we both have in common, where we're both bands that like to do different shit.
Experiment.
Yeah, but that's not a common thing. I mean, we both we've literally had this conversation where we can name hundreds of bands, or maybe not hundreds, but a lot of bands that we know that they stick to like a style or something, and it's like, yeah, I don't know if I could do that per se. You know what I'm saying?
And we get very boring very quick.
Yeah. but I guess like and it's not like I'm not saying that they don't enjoy doing that. Like I'm
Right.
sure they love that.
I could see how that could be a goal. Like, oh, let's find our sound and like really pump it out and
Yeah.
be who we are. I understand that, you know, and they could be like, what we have is unique. The only problem that we run into with that is like watching bands like that. It's like, yes, the first song's awesome. Like we enjoy this. And then by the third song, it's like, all right, like I'm not really
Nothing
entertained
else,
anymore.
no?
So that's, you know, that's great that they're doing their sound. But I feel like a band should constantly be changing and challenging themselves. You know? But that's just our opinion, and they're, you know,
That's our approach to music. Yeah.
No, I agree with that. It's like, why would you sit there and do the same thing over and over
why we're
again?
friends.
Yeah. That the so my mom went to like this music conference thing, I forget, and the people were saying that artists that like they go for a specific genre, they tend to be successful quicker, but they don't have the longevity.
Right.
Bands or like artists that have diversity within their music, they don't make it early.
As fast.
Where did you see that?
It was a conference in Miami or something, a music conference.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is your mom a musician?
No, she's just more involved
She's a
now with the
wonderful host
band.
at 1 in the morning when
Yes,
we come back
it
from a
is.
show.
Oh my god, brie and crackers.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's
And
actually
then
something that
pizza.
happened in between.
Yeah,
we should talk about
absolutely.
that. Actually,
Absolutely.
it'd be
No,
funny.
but just the moment that we've
And
asked
showing
her
up for
to
soccer
be,
the next day.
That was fun. Yeah.
just
That was really
the
fun.
moment we've asked her to be more involved with this, she realized that we weren't talking shit. We've been doing it for X amount of time. She's a very business-oriented person, so the moment we did it for X amount of time and proved to her that we were going to keep doing it, she was like, okay, so this is something worth
So
being
she went to the
involved
music
in.
conference for you guys.
Yeah.
That's
Essentially-
amazing.
Yeah.
Essentially, she looks out for these things. She sends us, like, articles and things like that all the time, where she's like, oh my god, check this out.
Can you
Yeah.
like send it our way?
Yeah,
too?
of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man,
Yeah.
we all
we
have
can.
very supportive parents.
Yeah.
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 Well, a very supportive mom.
Mom. Recently. Yeah, because like she said, like it took her up until like a year or two ago to like be like, okay, I'm gonna help you guys out. Like it's obvious you guys are not just fucking around with this shit. So, yeah, she gives me feedback on like the podcast and all that stuff, and I want to get that cheat sheet
That's
too.
great.
Yeah. But yeah, like I guess like the theme of this, besides the fact that
I don't want to hurt you.
this that that
That it could be
we
sweet.
that we don't need them to cast the fate that we have in this music
You're right.
business.
You're
but-
absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Like, we cast
That's
our
the
own
truth,
motherfucking
man.
fate,
Exactly right.
right?
Absolutely.
I feel like we're all just like mushrooms from England.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I just coughed on you, and I gotta try a little harder not to do that. So
It could be sweet.
yeah, that might take a toll upon our
So you do a
lives.
drum challenge every week? Is that
That's exactly
what
what,
have you
it
done
is.
so far?
I started with Sublime.
That's cool. Your tape eyebrows. They
Wrinkled.
wrinkle.
Wrinkled, yeah. So I started off with Sublime. I did Green Day, Red Hot Chili Peppers. What was after that? I guess I was the Pixies. But between the Pixies and Radiohead, I did the Disney song. I did Aladdin, A Friend Like Me.
Nice. I got it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, a friend like
That one
like
was,
me.
I could do a better take, but there was one take. I did one take, and I was
Nice.
like, oof, I could keep that. So
Does he play with you live every time?
No, it's just me, like
Mhm.
literally. The biggest problem I've had though is finding the music without the drums.
Yeah, that sounds hard.
Yeah, like I look for tracks, so I want to stay away from singles and things like that when I pick a band. But then when I go on YouTube and look up drumless tracks, it is literally hits.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like so annoying. So what I have to go do, and like I have to literally go like download the song from YouTube and then sit there and EQ the drums out of it, like try to get it out as much as possible, and then lay my tracks on it, which it's hard because it doesn't sound as good. It just doesn't. You start taking out other parts and stuff like
Right.
that, but it's worked so far. But
What was the hardest one out of those?
I would have to say the Pixies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mr. Greaves.
And like the beginning of the song, it's crazy because he's not playing a beat or anything, but it's just like the phrasing that he puts into it, like he's hitting like teen balls, and he's just doing things, and it's just like it's hard to nail it exactly like he did, and then especially
He
when
probably couldn't do it the same way the second time.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
that's probably true. So like I go in and I grab the song off the album, and then I take the drums out, right? But you can still kind of sort of hear his drums, so it doesn't leave me any choice but just to try to nail it as closely as possible, because otherwise people are going to hear that. So like the last part, you could hear his drums, which was really annoying. Whatever. But yeah, that really bugged me. I was like, fuck. You could still hear that, but I think that has to be the hardest song. Yeah. But the Red Hot Chili Peppers has the most views.
What caused you to want to do this?
I'd have to say you guys. Yeah, after learning your set for, like the after learning your set for like in that little time, then I was like, I could definitely learn a song.
You can do anything.
I could learn a song in a week. And so far it's been songs that I know. So like the real challenge is, honestly, the real challenge is about to start, where people start telling me what to learn. And I've never heard the songs before. Taking Back Sunday. Yeah, Taking Back Sunday.
If you want anybody to sing for that, you just let me know.
I actually like this. Well, never mind.
Wait, no, but there's one more. Taking Back Sunday. Oh my God, what's this band? We saw them live together. They play really slow. The fucking the
What?
We saw them live together
Where?
in Miami.
What?
The band you don't like. You didn't care for them at all. You went there because I told you to
The
go.
Deftones?
Deftones. God damn it.
That was easy.
That's
The band you don't like.
You automatically know those things you don't like.
That's
yeah.
exactly why that was so. Yeah, I don't care for them either. But you know the Deftones. But I was thinking also the Police, Queens of the Stone Age. I want to do no one.
Stuart Copeland has a unique
my
style.
God.
That would be
Absolutely. Sorry, I
dope.
smacked this.
Stuart, yeah, his drum beats are fucking
Absolutely.
I
awesome.
literally compared him to David from the Pixies, because I was like, look, the hardest part of these drummers is literally getting exactly how they did it. Like the phrasing of how they did it, because like they're melodic drummers, and that's the hardest part. If you're not a melodic drummer and they're like fink, like that's like the hardest part to catch, like just exactly what they were listening to, like in between the guitar and all those things. And it's like the Pixies, the beginning of the song was exactly that. Like it was just like, what the fuck are you, like what are you even hearing right now that you're doing that? But
You know what's funny too is that the drummer from the Pixies, his favorite drummer is Neil Peart from Rush, which is interesting because he's in a punk band. You know?
yeah, Neil Peart would never.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he would never.
I don't think he would never do that. Damn, there was something that we were talking about earlier that I wanted to fucking touch on. What did we just talk about?
Neil Peart.
We're talking about drumming.
Like just
Oh.
immediately Neil Peart.
It was kind of like podcasting stuff and channel stuff. But fuck, I had like an idea for. I don't remember. Oh yeah, so I had an idea. I thought this would be interesting to do. Would be to like cover like other local bands' stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that be
Oh,
interesting?
August honey, tasted sweet with you. That's a flip turn from Gainesville.
Wouldn't
They're
that
not
be-
local, but I love that song.
Wouldn't that be interesting though? Like, I feel like that'd be a cool segment to
Yeah,
do.
who the hills cover what we do.
The Boats.
Yeah.
Or one of their songs. Well, we're already the show at the Blue Note. We're gonna collaborate with the Boats
Oh, for real?
there too.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
She's gonna do.
Endless collaboration.
She's gonna do backing vocals on one of their songs,
That
and,
way.
then,
That way.
and then Sam and Todd are gonna play on one of ours.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that we're playing that show with you guys.
Is there a certain cover that you would imagine from a local band besides this?
Well, yeah. I mean, yours would obviously be Orange Dream for sure.
Cool.
Are you saying
Jordan's.
us covering their song?
Yeah, yeah. Jordan's would be I Knew Who Everyone Was.
I wouldn't.
I
choose
knew
that.
who everyone was.
Yeah, I knew who everyone was.
I wouldn't choose that song that he just said for you guys.
Why?
What, Orange Train?
Yeah, no,
Why?
I would
It's
choose
awful.
something else.
You guys will have to discuss that.
That's
We
or
don't-
or
Because I'm
or,
thinking-
we don't like
obviously-
that one either.
Obviously, because I'm thinking of it from a drummer's perspective.
or Bring Me Down,
Yeah, yeah.
which is I already kind of learned that song, but
What's that Jordan Esker song?
But like literally to nail to nail that song.
Plinkerton?
To nail that song perfectly,
Periwinkle?
I want to do that.
No. not
Platitudes?
Periwinkle. Platitudes. That's it.
Platitudes, yeah,
That one's funky.
yep.
That'd be awesome.
That's the thing about doing a cover. I would love to do a Goodnight Neverland cover.
What's
I'm
that?
surprised you
The
haven't
band
asked to do
that
that
I-
already.
yeah.
You know them all.
I don't know
I
them
probably,
all.
I
the
probably
songs.
know them all already. Just like
Listening to
just
all the
start playing. Like,
warm-ups.
oh shit, that's where that's at.
The
yeah,
band
like,
that
I,
I-
Holy
warm
crap!
up
I know
to.
this song.
I've only heard this.
They're not together anymore,
dozens
but
of times.
That's
You
actually
guys-
really funny.
Definitely look up Carrie Courtney.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a fun thing to do. Like,
What
That's
did,
totally
what
what
did the
I
guy? Somebody said we were watching Carrie Courtney at High Tea Night. Somebody said something like, "Those are the sweetest sounds I've ever seen come out of the biggest beard in my life," or something like.
'Cause he's got a big
It's
beard.
That's
But he's
awesome.
he's got a beautiful voice.
yeah.
That's awesome.
that's hilarious.
Beautiful.
That is a beautiful.
Beautiful
so
beard
beautiful.
singing. It's a
That
singing
beard
beard.
right now.
Yeah.
Shit.
Are you guys thinking about moving from Florida eventually?
No.
Nah,
I mean,
we got family here.
we brought up. We talked about it, just being on the road. Like, we've really liked some cities that we've been in. I mean,
Savannah's the shit.
Savannah's awesome.
We've had a
Really?
good time every time there.
Yeah, and it just feels like home. Like I feel comfortable walking around there. I mean, Asheville's kind of the same way. I mean,
Athens.
we've got tons of friends in like Chapel Hill. That would be an easy thing to do, especially as a band.
Mm-hmm.
But the family, like I realized that we can just tour wherever we want to go, be on the road as long as we want. And I love Florida. I don't want to move from here.
Yeah, we do get a bad rap though.
Yeah.
We were on stage in Charlotte
Yeah.
at the Milestone. On stage and in between songs, some of the people in the audience start bad-mouthing Florida, like loudly.
You guys are from Florida?
And somebody else is like, "You realize they're from Florida?" It's just like, why are you making fun of our state? Like,
we were just like,
yeah, it was a very awkward moment.
It
All right,
was.
so the next song is
Next song is called Florida. And fuck you if you're not from there.
it's like if all you know is the Florida Man Twitter thread, then you think
Yeah.
this place sucks. But
Well, I mean, there are a lot of things I don't like about Florida. There are definitely things now that I'm starting to like more, but I think it's also because I moved down from Miami. Miami is like a shitty place to live,
that's a unique place. I
Yeah.
mean, it's Florida, but it's
Yeah, it's not
It's-
like the rest of Florida. It's
Mhm.
really not. But there is
it's like
I don't
being in
think
New
any part of
Orleans.
Florida is like the rest of Florida.
yeah.
It's all very different.
That's what's
Just
like
just
interesting
small
about it.
towns in the center of the state. They're all
Mm.
very similar.
Yeah, I
but-
would say so. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
St. Pete's different than St. Augustine and Miami and
Mhm.
Just 'cause they have
Tallahassee.
Saint in it.
Yeah,
Gainesville.
even
Yeah.
Ybor,
Yeah.
even like Tampa.
I'll never say I'm not from Florida.
No, of course not.
So I have like friends that are like, yeah, if I could get rid of the accent and
What accent?
pretend that I'm not from here, and I'm like, what?
Why?
Never.
What accent?
The Miami accent.
Oh, Miami. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
so let's talk about that.
But I
actually.
would never do that. Always and forever, I'm from Miami.
What
I'm
were
from
your
Miami. I'm from Florida, so people get scared and run away.
What were your impressions of Miami when we took you down there?
Well, I've been down there before.
Oh,
My ex was raised in Miami.
really?
So I've been down with her to
She
Key
cute?
Biscayne,
Was she Cuban?
Colombian.
Of course.
Yeah, but she had friends that she had a soccer scholarship, so all her friends were like one of them's father was the
A Colombian and
ambassador
a soccer
for
player. Wow.
Sweden.
What?
The U.S. ambassador for Sweden or something like that, or Swedish ambassador for I don't know how it works,
That's
but
crazy.
yeah, so they had like a $5 million house, and that's the people that we hung out with, and that was my view of Miami. So that view of Miami when we played at Space Mountain was a little different than what I've seen,
Yeah, like not rich and all
Right.
that. Yeah.
I
I
wanna,
mean the neighborhood we drove through going there.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
pretty
the
cool,
Dunkin'
right?
Donuts had bars on the windows. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it. I want to play there again.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's what you got to tap into.
And I mean, just driving around, and I mean, the next morning it was like, we're not gonna just sleep in. We're in Miami. Let's get up and go see this. And
We're in
I think
Miami Beach.
I think we drove 30 minutes just to go get breakfast at Versailles.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
right.
went there?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
Fuck
we did.
yeah.
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 It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
I
famous
think I
place.
think they only spoke to us in Spanish at the
Did they?
taking our order.
Did I respond in Spanish?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We did? I know Spanish.
We ate.
I know.
We got our breakfasts, so at least we were successful at communicating
cool.
our need.
That much, yeah.
Yeah, it's
But it was awesome, man. It was a lot of fun. I mean,
Yeah.
we've actually tried
It's
to
an
go back.
adventure.
We've messaged them a couple of times. and-
Palomino Blonde.
yeah.
We
Carly.
Carly.
Yeah,
We
that
emailed
night.
them a couple times saying, "Hey, we got some shows here. Do you want to play?" And
Yeah, they're busy, dude.
they're doing good right now, you know.
I've done the same with them. Tried to get them up here. Tried to play shows down there with them. Yeah, they're blowing up right now, which is pretty cool. But
Them and Lung played that one music festival. It was in like Virginia that we were looking at, but didn't apply because it was like too short of a notice. But they played it with Lung.
Interesting.
You guys should check out Lung.
Lung.
Yeah.
Long.
That sounds cool.
It's
I
like
that.
doom cello. Like it's like a drummer and a cello player, and
She
it's
sings
really heavy.
It is Doom
Cello.
Jello.
Is that
Yeah.
what
It
you
for
said?
sure is
Yeah.
Doom Jello.
Yeah, that show down there, like I do think your music works really well down there.
In Miami?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I don't know why I have this like weird. Maybe it's because of my sister, but I don't think she listened to Portishead. But no, she.
No, I think she did.
Maybe she did. I
My
don't know.
sister did. If my sister did, your sister probably did.
My sister did not. She
Yeah.
listened to ends.
I had like this view of like
I don't
downtown
have a
Miami.
sister, so I don't listen to
So,
it either.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
don't
Bo
know.
and Chrissy are the closest I have to sisters, and
They
they listen
probably
to
did
Portishead. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I had this like view of like Miami, like downtown Miami, like kind of like what comes to mind for me is like Portishead, like that vibe, kind of like that kind of music. It's like jazzy R&B, kind of like hip hoppy stuff. Like that's always my like. That's always when I think of like downtown Miami or something like that. Besides like the '80s like vapor or not vaporwave, but synthy shit and all that stuff.
Vapor Whip.
But yeah, that's why I
Phil
like.
Collins, can you feel it in the air tonight?
No, yeah, well, yeah, more of like fuck.
Jan Hammer, Miami Vice.
Like more of like like David Bowie, fucking Let's Dance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like shit like that.
I think it made bands from there just feel like they got to try a little harder.
It was funny as
Harder!
as it comes.
It really could be sweet if we go back and play another show down there.
Yeah. I don't want to lose.
But the thoughts we
win.
try to deny.
No, we had a blast, and thanks for setting all that up. Definitely.
Yeah, we got to do that more. We have to do a tour, man.
Let's,
That's what we have to do for reals. That would be fun shit.
Yeah, let's just go let it come.
Let's just go do it right now.
We can trade mini.
All right, bye
Well, you
guys.
can get tickets to Ireland. We're already renting a car, and we can all fit in there.
I
Don't
Would
even
be-
play.
think you can
I have
take
a
a ferry to
passport.
Ireland.
Okay.
Can you for real?
No. I'm sure you can take your car on a boat and
Yeah,
go
get
across
it
the Atlantic,
transferred.
but
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't be safe
That
Or
would be
cheap.
pricey.
or cheap. Yeah.
I'm sure it's safe.
If you're
I
moving
mean,
over
don't
there.
stay on the car while it's on the boat. You can
You're not
probably-
sleeping in the car in the boat.
I'd probably throw up all over that car. Oh, so gross. I'd probably feel awful.
You don't like boats?
What, you don't like boats or something?
She hates boats.
Really?
Yeah, she gets like nauseous on
That's
them.
No,
Okay.
it's not even true, dude.
That is true. When we went on the cruise, dude, she was having a rough time.
Cruises are hard too because you're like it's
Yeah.
really claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything out of this world. I have people who are a lot worse.
Yeah.
Like where you're just like you realize like, oh yeah, that person is no good at boats. They're like, yeah, I step on one and then I throw up, and I'm like, okay, well
That sucks.
that does not
Oh,
happen to me.
friend
Then
from
you
high school
slip
was
on
like
your
that.
throw up.
Yeah, even like the boat docked
And
in the
that's it.
intercoastal. If he got on it, he was throwing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it though, like that movement, if you're not used to it, like that could really fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like 3D, like whenever, like if have you ever done like one of those 3D fucking rides at like Universal or whatever?
Mhm.
Yeah, those things fuck me up, dude. Like I can't do them. I just get super dizzy.
There was one time I watched it was like the Everest film for IMAX,
Mm-hmm.
and they were filming like going up or down a rope,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
you know, and looking down, and it was just moving, and I literally almost hurled in the theater.
Really?
I had to look away.
I could see that because I actually remember even when I was younger, going to like those IMAX movies, like I would actually kind of I would have to take off the glasses because it would just like I don't know, it would just like fuck me up. Like I would feel sick. Like I don't know. It's so weird. I don't even know what that means.
Just motion. Like, no, I think that makes sense. There's some people that just can't do that. Like, it's really weird. It's like it's 3D, but it's not really 3D. Because if it was, you don't get dizzy every day. You get what I mean? Like, it's just like a different, like, I don't know. It fucks with your vision a lot.
People in my family have vertigo, so I wonder if maybe that's like derived from that.
You too?
You have that?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Is it a song by you too?
Yeah, Vertigo.
That's a good
Bad
one.
joke.
Is that a song or an album? Oh, it is a song.
No, that's a song.
Yeah,
That's a song.
I don't know.
Well, I think I think we should wrap this one up. You guys
With a bow.
should stick around to see some content coming soon.
What do you mean?
With
What
some,
could that be?
Hope this didn't take a toll upon your lives. So just check out stuff and things.
Whatever you do, struggle on
But-
the depths of pride.
I'm scared of what we're creating.
Yeah.
I'm too.
Okay.
Tune
Well,
in next week.
Plugs. What are your
See what
upcoming
book
dates?
we're talking
I'm gonna try and have this out by Wednesday.
Ready?
So.
Friday
Friday at Red Star Rock Bar.
Mhm.
with Phantom Funk, Kid Loki, and Proud Miranda.
Shouts out.
Saturday.
Love it.
We're doing a St. Pete Pup Art show. It's the launch of St. Pete Pup Club, and it's gonna be
Fantastic. we're both going to have art in the art show as well.
Oh fuck yeah.
yeah, we are.
Yes,
I gotta
yes.
do that.
So do I.
I gotta do that.
That was on the plan for today to go home from
Yeah,
this and do that.
really?
Well, yeah.
Mine's to go home and sleep.
No.
Mine's
Those are good
Wednesday.
plans.
Wednesday is my day to do it. So yeah, it's also the jackets.
We're playing at 6 o'clock at that show.
Yep, it's gonna be cool. So art show with 30 artists. Benefit for
I'm
South
printing
Thurston.
T-shirts and dog scarves for it.
Not live, just
Not live. No, that was requested, but that's not happening.
pre-printed. All benefits proceeds go to Southeastern Guide Dogs, and it's my friend Juliana. So that's nice.
And then 4 days after that, we leave for the mini tour.
Yeah, we're going to Athens, Charlotte, night off.
Asheville.
Asheville on our night off, Greensville, South Carolina, and then we're gonna go see My Brightest Diamond at Knoxville, Tennessee, the Rhythm and Blooms Festival.
That's
Nice.
dope, dude.
Then we drive home, and then the next weekend, on the 25th, we play at Greenlight Cafe with him, and Deb Ruby.
And we'll be doing the collaboration with him. We play one of his songs, he plays one of ours. Durka Durka.
It's good stuff.
A lot of fun.
Then
31st, we're playing at Cage Brewing with Vetno and John Diddy. John Diddy is a performance, hip hop artist. He's amazing,
phenomenal. From
Vetno,
Dunedin.
good friends of ours. Dunedin.
Then June 1st, we play at Pegasus
tell
Lounge.
my lesbian joke. Go on.
Continue.
Okay, maybe I will tell
Would
my
you-
lesbian joke.
I think
Where
everybody
do you,
knows it at this
do you
point.
think so?
But
you
go
guys
for
know
it.
it?
What,
Where do Floridian women go? Shit. Where do lesbians from Florida go when they retire?
Denial.
Dunedin.
Done eating because they're done eating.
'Cause
yeah.
they're done.
Yeah.
Dirty, scandalous. What's
Ew.
after that?
Boom, boom, boom. June
Not-
1st at Pegasus with
Yeah.
Cruel Curses and
coming home the band.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
wow,
like
you guys are playing
4
with
other
them. That's
bands.
cool.
Yeah, we
Fuck
like
yeah.
them a lot.
Yeah,
dope.
we went to. It's funny. We went to go check out Donna Lou, and they were playing, and we played a show with Donna Lou, and we're way more into Cruel Curses now. But we saw them at Blue Note. We were leaving a show, and Ebor like, oh, what's going on? And they were playing at Blue Note, and it was just the two guitar players playing acoustic and singing. It was phenomenal. And we talked to them like, let's play a show together. And
Yeah.
They're
they-
one of those bands that look so happy when they do it too. They're
yeah,
not serious.
yeah, you feed off that energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see them having fun laughing, and it's like, I like you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've played with them at Crowbar before, and they were
Nice.
fucking
Yeah,
cool
we-
as shit. Yeah.
Have their sticker on
Yeah.
there.
And then I
Beer
think we're
sticker.
playing a show together in June.
June 28th.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that
That's-
one at Lakeland Live?
The Blue Note.
No, the Blue Note. That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the boats and Company of Animals.
That's gonna be fucking
It's gonna be fun.
dope.
That's That's 2 days before we leave for Ireland.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, we booked ourselves up because the band is paying for our plane tickets from all the shows we've been playing. So we're like, and it's been amazing.
That's
Yeah,
in
so
the
we
dope.
midst
almost
of it
paid them
now.
off.
Yep.
Really? Wow, that's awesome. That's the goal too, right? To like fucking just like make enough money and then just use that money for, travel expenses and all that shit.
Exactly.
And we're playing and doing what we love to do. So
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
What gear are you guys taking?
Just acoustics. You got an
Like-
acoustic bass, a mini acoustic Taylor bass. It's awesome. It sounds great.
It's like a giant ukulele.
My
That's
guitar
bass.
is like 3 times bigger than his bass now. It's weird.
That's awesome.
I have to get a smaller case because the one I have is like, it looks like a cello case. I don't know. Is this
For something that's this big.
my guitar is a regular size guitar.
Huh.
So it's like,
But yeah,
I
that
don't-
and clothes, and then we're renting a car and driving around.
That's cool.
Our
man.
parents are going to be there at the same time, and they're having their 40th wedding anniversary.
my dad was raised in Ireland, so it's like home sweet home.
Really?
Hmm
Does he have an accent?
Not anymore. Certain things
Certain
like
words.
batteries and
Garage.
Perkins and garage and raspberries.
That's so funny. Wow.
Swithering.
Swithering. We put that in one of our songs, Swithering. It's like, I'm swithering between the dark beer and the light beer. But he always goes
So
for dark
Pops,
beer.
you're like in between the two beers, like what do you?
No, I'm swithering. Fiercely
You're
swithering.
indecisive. Is that what you're saying?
You know what? This is so random, but it would be a dream for me to eventually get to the point where you guys and Jordan Esker and us can go on tour together, and it'd be like a successful tour. You know what I'm saying? Where like people are not just like, oh, why are you three? You can't have three out of town bands playing the bill. Like where like that doesn't matter anymore. Like that would be fucking amazing. That would be so much fun. I would
Oh,
love that.
definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd go up to Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
Okay.
go up to Canada.
Right now. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah, let's get in the
Okay,
car.
later.
Peace.
See you, Pam.
But
Good luck, Pam.
thanks for coming on again, and
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having us.
we'll have all your social media and all that shit on the description. So check out the description and the dates as well. Post that shit. Bye.
Bye.